Right in front of you? Yeah.
Yeah, preferably. But if we have to adjust it, let me know, or we can change spots.
That's how I'm talking to the mic all day with the fucking.
You have a mic?
Yeah, we talking to a mic when we're doing our interp in the vans. So
that's crazy.
Yeah.
Let's say
it's cool. We just use this this thing you plug into the. Or no, we just have a headset. The headset itself, you tune to whatever station you want to listen to. And then you change the car station to that station, and then it just goes right through the radio. It's
pimping.
Yeah.
Pimping. Like an XM transmitter. What were we just talking about? The river? Fuck, there was something else we were talking about. Not new businesses. Rick at Cottonwood.
Yeah.
Rick has... I've seen him take away, like you were saying, paper towels. Like, there's some shit that he just can't sell cheaper than Dollar General will sell. And he knows that. Mm-hmm. So he's, like, taking away, like, a lot of that shit and replaced it with a bunch of organic stuff.
Yeah, I think that's
which is pretty nice.
That's the move.
It's still expensive as fuck, dude. We're paying about $12 a gallon for milk.
Why don't you buy milk from Dollar General? That's not good milk
for my child.
That's not good.
I would drink the milk from Dollar General any day. Okay, but we drink like
You buy like the super high end. Oh, you really paying $12 a gallon?
Nah, dead ass. Yeah, you think I'm?
I thought you were exaggerating.
No,
you're paying $12.
I'm paying $12 a gallon. So,
but you don't drink. You don't go get yourself the other milk.
So what I do?
The high end milk too.
Well, preferably we go to Midland or Odessa, and we're out of this bitch. Or Blue Water and Alpine. But we get. I mean, the best Cottonwood has to offer is the Organic Valley, like D8. Like it's basically as close as you can get to. When you heat up milk, when they make milk at the store, they heat it up to make it clean, and then they put all this fake vitamins and nutrients back into it to give you what you need from the milk.
That's pasteurization, right?
Correct. Highly pasteurized. Well, high pasteurized is just the heat temperature.
Right. It just sterilizes it, basically.
Yeah. Cleans it out. No problems.
I've wondered about that because then you would assume that if you're killing all the bad stuff, you got to be killing.
You're
all
killing
the good
everything
stuff too.
Yeah. So then you know what they do? They take all these fucking chemicals and dump it back in the milk, and then they sell it at Dollar General, which is fine for me the last 25 years of my life. But we're trying to do better for my child. So
I feel that. I mean,
it's better for us. We typically get her like some A2, preferably it would be A2 low temp pasteurized milk.
Jesus.
We don't get raw milk, but it's like the next step below raw milk.
Do you think, what year were you born?
2000.
Oh, shit.
What year were you born? I was going to ask how old you were, because I know you're up there.
1984. So you think I think the milk I was drinking in 1986 was probably as good or better than the milk you're feeding your daughter right now for $12 a gallon.
Yeah, I would say right before they got into the whole, there was like, at one point, I don't know what year it was, but I think it was like the 90s, where they were like, we're going to do everything like highly processed.
Eggs and shit like that.
And that's whenever it changed. Yeah,
like
whatever year that was.
Like other countries think it's weird that we refrigerate our eggs. Like in every other country, your eggs are not refrigerated because we sterilize the shit out of the egg, out of the shells. I don't
Chickens don't have no fridge, bro.
No, they don't.
They don't. They get them hot. So why the fuck do we need to? Dude, we got goats now, man. And have you ever seen people do pack goats? Like where you put like the saddles on them, and you can like pack them out with like a bunch of fucking game or like equipment and stuff.
Is that what you're working towards with the goats?
We low-key accidentally got like a pretty big goat, thinking it was going to be a small dairy goat. We have two goats. We have one that'll be pretty small, and then we have one that's probably going to be like 200 pounds, but they're both female.
I just did the same thing with a dog.
Yeah, you had another dog?
Yeah, we got a second dog, and he was so tiny when we got
puppy.
him.
Yeah, the little baby. Yeah,
he's 5 months old, and he's almost bigger than our full-size healer already, so he's going to be a big boy.
You got hit by High Sierra?
No, I went to
was it
Dead Hungry.
Dead Hungry, yeah.
We went to the grand opening of Dead Hungry.
And got a dog.
I had already had a few beers after a trip on the river. We went down there to get some food, and somebody handed me that little puppy. Chantel said to me, she's like, oh, yeah, we're going to take this puppy. I was like, oh, yeah, we're just going to take somebody's puppy? And she's like, no, they're trying to get this dog adopted. And I don't think I hardly set that dog down since then. She left. My partner is an EMT, and she left on a call like within a couple minutes of handing me that dog. She went on a call. She's like, well, you make the decision. Came home 3 or 4 hours later, and that dog was in the bed, and our other dog was looking at it like,
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, 100%. And now they're best friends.
There you go.
Now they love it. We open our back door at 7 a.m. and they go to run across the desert. And
To your little brush pile, your little brush wall.
Yeah,
Build that bitch. Yeah. Shout out to the brush wall.
Brush wall. It's called a dead hedge.
A dead. Sorry, I just misgendered the brush wall. It's a dead hedge.
It's a dead hedge. Yeah. I cut down I trimmed up all of my backyard, laid it all across the desert. I happened to find an old telephone pole in my backyard that was broken into 3 pieces. And I used that to press down all this dead stuff into the desert. And I started doing that last fall. Came back this year, and it had a couple of 3 and 4 foot flower plants, like I think it's called a bee bush.
Yeah.
And then this other like purplish, greenish, viney stuff growing across of it. And tons of bees and stuff. And this little bit of rain we got the last few days, like it's just everything got soaked in there. I've been rolling that telephone pole back and forth across it. It's meditative to me. I love it.
The dead hedge is more bountiful than the vineyard.
For sure.
That's crazy, isn't it?
It's the driest wine in the world. They just give you a
You can
bottle.
make something out of there.
They give you a
Don't-
bottle full of dust. That's the Terlingua winery.
You let the
currently.
wrong guy over there, and you're going to get some crazy Sotol. Fuck,
I don't know
bro.
what their plan is if some grapes end up popping up anyways. There's going to be a herd of donkeys on that
Wow,
place
that's-
in about 20 minutes.
That's a tax write-off,
All the
brother.
yeah.
That's a tax
Yeah.
write-off. I'll have to edit this out so I don't get sued. But that's.
Well-
I've pondered on it, and it took me about 24 seconds.
The fact that somebody can just tear up the land like that
Yeah.
is something that's never going to be recognizable for
Well,
any
so
pointless endeavor.
so the argument is technically it takes 5 to 7 years for a vineyard to produce. And if that is true, then I get that it's not making anything right now. But I didn't do any research into that. But that sounds
Okay, well then let's say that that's true, and then the average vineyard is also in a place with soil.
yeah,
Right?
like the hill
So-
country, the perfect place.
So there's outliers on all of that, and I would say that maybe we got 25 years before the first grape will ever grow at the Terlingua vineyard.
it's going to be expensive at the liquor store.
Oh my god! It'll be a shot of wine
There you go.
25 years from now.
And then it's got to age.
There you go. 50 years from now.
I'm scared to see Terlingua in 50 years. I would like to see Terlingua 50 years ago.
Me too.
That'd be crazy.
Terlingua in 50 years. You think a bigger change, Terlingua 50 years ago till now, or a bigger change 50 years from today?
I mean, I think once they paved the road, I mean, it's just like it keeps going faster and faster. So I would assume it'd be light years ahead of like the last 50 years of Terlingua. Like the last 50 years would be getting the road paved from Alpine and ranch people fucking dogs.
How many people do you think actually want to live down here, though? Like, there's
Here,
you know,
I'm hoping
there's-
I'm honestly, if you were to ask me, I'm hoping that Airbnb, like I don't see it dying off. The national park's always going to be booming, and as long as there's water here, the river's going to be straight. But I feel like I want to assume the trendy fad of Terlingua will die off soon. Of like, but maybe not, man. There's always going to be people that want to come here, like forever.
I think
But live here,
the
don't
national
know.
park is going to get way busier
well,
because the summertime, with all the nightly rentals now, the summertime, you can be here now as a tourist.
yeah,
Because you just got the people who will figure it out is you got to adjust your day and get up at 6, 7 o'clock in the morning, go enjoy the day for the first 5 hours where it is a beautiful day.
Yeah.
Even when it gets 120 degrees down here.
just take water.
Yeah. Well, if you have a place, no, you don't want to be outside.
Just take
then.
water, man.
But down here you're here. You've been here in the summer more than me.
Yeah.
7 a.m. down here in the dead of July. It's beautiful out, right? It's not roasting hot until
No, it feels
noon.
great until 9 and 10. Yeah.
9 and 10 is where.
Well, I mean, it depends on where you're at, but I feel like I'm working a lot too. But if I was doing hikes, noon you want to be gone. By noon, it's like, okay, this shit's getting.
but yeah, I think
a little rough.
I only know I've never been here in the summer, so I'm talking out of my ass
totally.
when I talk about
We've
it.
definitely done hikes in the summer.
Yeah, if you just are able to adjust your day.
3 to 5 is the worst.
Yeah.
like 2, 3, 5. So you don't want to be out there like that because that's
I
that's
think
asking to
you
get
wanna,
burnt.
I would adjust my day to I'm going to be in the house by noon. Worst 1
Take
o'clock.
a fucking nap.
Yeah.
Take
Hang
a fucking
out
nap.
inside all
Hang out,
afternoon.
take a shower.
Yeah.
Go to dinner and then.
But then you look
Yeah.
at the temperature down here at 11 o'clock. Occasionally, I've looked at it in the wintertime, or when I'm somewhere else in the summertime. I look at the weather down here
Yeah.
at 11 o'clock at night in July, and it's still like 104 degrees. That's insane to me.
It's beautiful.
It's not beautiful.
beautiful.
It is not beautiful. I don't care what anyone says.
So spoken like a true snowbird. Fuck, dude.
You really want 100 degrees, 2 hours after dark? That cannot be pleasant.
No, that sounds fucking horrible, man. I don't know. I just came from a really humid spot. I like the sun, man. I don't know. The cold. I love the cold too.
Yeah,
It all sucks. It all.
What did you do these last couple of days where it's been cold and rainy down here?
Yesterday I played golf.
You went to
Lajitas.
no shit.
Yeah, bro. I go
They let you
play.
golf down there in no rain like that.
Dude, yeah.
Yesterday was rainy, right?
Dude, I busted fucking ass. No, the day before it was rainy. Yesterday was like very muggy. But I got these on clouds and they suck with traction. And I hit this mud on the side of the hill and like my shoulder's so fucked up from hitting the
Are they
ground.
golf shoes or they?
Nah, they're just like
Yeah.
they're like what like nurses would wear, you know, like the big white people shoes, like the fucking.
Yeah, we're supposed to go golfing next week with Chantel's friends with the new golf pro there.
Armando.
And- yeah, no,
His wife?
there's a new guy. It's not Armando, right?
Well, Armando's not. No, Anthony.
Anthony, yeah.
Yeah, Anthony. He's pretty cool, dude.
Yeah, maybe I can if I hit under 100. I mean, at Lajitas, I would never even hit under 100.
He's going to par.
Yeah, he's gonna hit par. and
He's going to
everything.
par.
It's gonna be very awkward.
Him and Brian and Armando go out there and play, and they'll play a round of golf, all 18 holes,
Yeah.
and par and under
Mm-hmm.
in like an hour 15.
Yep. I watched. I let him play through one
Dude.
time and watched him play a par 3. It was like insane.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
each
when
one
you-
of their shots, my group would have been losing our minds over if one of us hit one of those.
Yeah, dude, Lajitas is fucking. Dude, it's so sick down there. I've never played golf before getting here. Like I played like fucked around, but like never.
Yes,
Play
I played a
consistently.
few rounds like
drugged out.
years ago with friends at like a random bachelor party. And then same thing, yeah. When I first moved down here, a good friend of mine had a connection with the golf course, and we got to go out there a few times. And I ended up buying clubs a few years ago, and
Yeah. Where'd you get your clubs from? Brand new.
brand new.
God damn.
Yeah. Well,
God was good.
I'm 6. You're tall
Trust me,
too,
yeah.
dude. I had to get. I wanted to experience golf with clubs that were built for somebody that was 6'5", and
It's a struggle.
the only way to do that was to spend $900 on a set of irons, and I mean, I think they'll work the rest of my life. You know?
Yeah,
Like,
no.
yeah.
And if you got them brand new, I mean, you could use them for decades.
a
bro.
long time,
Yeah,
At
you'd be
the rate
good.
I'm currently playing, and I just keep them in my closet. Otherwise, like, they're pretty much brand new at this point.
So did you get them? Did you just get longer, or like, did you get longer clubs, or did you actually get fitted for them?
So me and my buddy went to a place in. I work in the summertime, or at that point, I was working in the summertime on the edge of Denver, and we used to go play Top Golf. And one day we left a couple hours early for Top Golf to go to one of the golf stores next to the place, and with the maybe intention of buying clubs. And they had like
Big
one of
money.
the-
Damn,
dude,
bro.
it was
I
the
might
middle
just
of-
fuck around.
It
and
was
go
the
buy-
middle of the summer as a river guy. But
Yeah, I might fuck around.
I was super rich at that point. And
That's what happens when you're homeless.
exactly. No rent, just making stacks every day. Yeah, I was ready to spend some of that money, and they had like the bay thing where you could practice swinging with different clubs. And I told the guys like, "Yeah, man, I might buy some clubs. I might not buy some clubs. I don't know. Just if you want to spend some time." And he's like, "Yeah." And we went through some stuff and hit a bunch of different clubs, and the most expensive ones were the ones that were right.
I was like, man, you look great with these, bro. These on
knew?
you, bro.
Right?
He definitely doesn't make a commission.
No, and then he told me that they could put the extender things on in like the next 30 minutes. I can make the clubs like fit to me, so I could go play Top Golf with my new clubs. And
Dude,
Sold.
I'm sure they've sold so many dudes on that deal right there. Honestly, the fact of
I've
like
never thought about it like that, but yeah, now that I think about it, they're in collusion with the fucking
100%.
Top Golf.
That's great
100%,
marketing,
yeah.
bro. They might as well put them together. No, the
Brilliant
fact,
idea.
I've never once been to I guess the only time I've even been to like a place that sells golf clubs would be like Dick's Sporting Goods. I've always gone around and fucked around with clubs. Never had the intention of buying a goddamn thing.
So
bro.
when you go to Lajitas, you just use the.
No, I did what real rednecks do, and I went and bought it from a pawn shop.
yeah,
Nah.
but that's pointless because you're taller than.
No, they're
that.
tall. They're
You
no, they're
found some
yeah, no, bro.
random-
I
no shit.
scrounged fucking Odessa, El Paso, like when we go at this point, like I'm looking for more like to supplement. But right now, I've got 2 men's sets that are pretty long. Like one that's standard, then I got a long one, then I got like I found a bunch of wedges and shit. I found a wedge out in Lajitas in the bushes.
Yeah, I don't think the wedge is. That might have been my wedge, motherfucker. I lost. A
What
wedge.
was it?
I don't know. It's some shit. I don't know.
It'll match your. You
I
have
don't
a
know
whole
where.
wedge set, right?
No, I don't. I did the same thing what you did with the wedge.
It's a 58
with the
degree.
wedges. It sounded a lot like my.
If it's a
club.
Cleveland CX7,
I
dude,
don't know.
yeah, I was saying, dude, I'm wondering because like we found a lot of broken clubs, but like no, we were looking at we're trying to find my ball one day, and my boy's like, "Yo, here's your ball, but there's a club in the fucking trees," and it was my birthday, and he was like, "Here you go." I was like, "Thank you."
Man, I hadn't thought about clubs, but I've thought a lot about just going out there on a full moon night. And even like letting, if you got a hookup over there, just letting them know, yeah, we're just going to walk those arroyos and pick up all those golf balls.
We can go during the day, brother.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
just do. You've never done it in your round, bro.
A little bit, but I don't want to.
You can't do it with that with Amanda or like with Anthony.
No, you can't do that with Anthony.
You got to do that on some dirtbag shit.
Right, on dirtbag shit, yeah. But like then we're not wearing shoes either, so it's a little bit harder to go find them.
Dude, I've there's a boat out there. I went yesterday and somebody's got a boat out on the little hole 10 or hole 11.
That's
like
not
where
their
where the
thing?
waterfall is.
I mean, they should be renting paddle boards in that thing.
No, you don't want people hitting you in the water.
No, fuck that.
But,
That's like
but-
the biggest body of water in the whole
that
county.
is true. Dude, they took when it's got water. Dude, they took
Is it not full right now?
yeah, it's full as fuck. It's
Yeah.
beautiful right now.
Is it full? It's all the way
It's
full
waterfalls
right now? I haven't
on.
seen it all the way full
Waterfalls
yet.
on,
That's awesome.
fucking up there. No blocks have fallen in yet, fallen in. But there's somebody's got like a John boat out there with a trolling motor only on it, and I think they're like picking up all the balls in the water. And I just wish I could like have seen that.
No way.
Yeah.
That's so deep, dude.
No, it's not.
Yes,
bro.
it is. If it's covering all the black tarp stuff, the middle of that has got to be 10 feet, 12 feet deep.
Well, that's why they're dragging it. That's not that deep. That's not that.
I think it is, man.
That's
That was
barely
a
taller than us.
huge- No, man. Did
That's
you ever?
barely more
do
than-
you remember?
That's not that. Tall.
I think it's deeper than that. Do you remember when it was before it had any water in it? Ever walking
I've seen
down
it.
in there?
I've seen it. I've seen it
You-
with no
you-
water, but I'm pretty
That's a
stoned by
deep
hole
hole.
11. Dude, I don't-
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I
halfway
maybe might be
house.
imagining
Halfway house.
something,
I'm
yeah.
already. Dude, it's
A couple of those.
actually. I'm
glizzies
joking.
and-
I don't even. There's a couple holes that we smoke on, preferably, but they're after we hit those because you don't want to be around the common folk.
I got my first birdie. I got a birdie before I ever got a par.
What hole?
Do
you remember
11
what
or
it-
12.
do you remember
the
what it
par
looked like?
3. The par 3 on the,
The
back
one.
nine.
The one where you drop.
Yeah, the one that you're looking down at the hole.
Damn.
And
And now you can't hit the pad at all anymore.
no, I haven't hit that.
You haven't-
I don't think I've hit it since. Honest to God,
I did the same exact
don't.
fucking thing.
and I don't remember what club I was using when I
No.
hit when I hit it. And I it was either a 7, an 8, or a 9, and I still
Yeah.
can't figure it out.
Dude, yeah, I go soft 9. Do you tee up your wedges? Like when you tee up, when you drive with an iron, are you teeing it up?
But I put the tee all the way down,
Like just with the head
there's
sticking
no
up.
stem. Yeah, there's
Yeah.
no stem sticking up.
Pro
It's just
move.
a-
Okay, I'm just making sure you're not crazy because the people I play with, if they're listening to this, they'll fucking tee that bitch up like a driver shot. And I'm like, bro, I don't understand. Yeah, and
You're
like
sending that shit into orbit.
my problem is if I hit off of that box, I'm going over the pad. Like I hit pitch and wedge off of it. I hit pitch and wedge full speed and I go over it. Or I hit 9 iron lightly and still I go over it or shank it.
Yeah, if I hit it right and good, like it goes a long fucking
Yeah.
way. When you're
Yeah, I'm
when
on
you're-
13 on the next one. Okay,
Yeah, but it's also like that hole. What hole is it? Is it 11?
I think that hole is 13 because it goes so 10's right there at the halfway house, 11's up at the waterfall, 12 is like a cross around the mountain.
12
Up-
is the stadium hole, so it's 13.
Yeah, 12 is pretty forgiving if you had a slice. I like it.
Yeah.
And then so it's 13 off the hill. That's honestly a really sick hole if it works. I try to hit the bunker. Honestly, at this point, I'm going
The front?
I'm aiming at the bunker, and if I can make it there, I'm all right.
The front bunker?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you hit the back, you're rolling off.
Yeah, I hate raking that front bunker though. It's so steep. And
Yeah.
And then you got like the little slivers of grass.
My big
to
ass
walk
fucking foot sitting in the Bank.
Yeah,
Yeah. Nah, man. I'm trying to think. What's my favorite hole, man? 4.
4.
I think I parred 4 the other day. It's like the hardest hole there or whatever.
Is that like the par? Oh,
It's the first bathroom besides the halfway house on the front 9. It's like a really long one, and then there's the creek that you cross.
Yeah, that's not 4. That's so much harder than 4.
That is 4, brother. Maybe that's.
Do you talk about the one?
5?
You talking about
what's
the one?
little short one? There's one that
The
that's
next
one that
hole
I
after
fucking hate,
that
bro.
is from the big high plateau, right? The very next hole after the one
That's
you're talking
4.
about?
That's 4. That's the par 5. That's hole 4. That you're thinking of right now. I was wrong. I'm thinking of like 5 or 6. Then
Yeah, yeah. Where the first bathroom's at, I know exactly what it has. The creek is a hot spring.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
yeah, I get it in that
I
creek a
love
lot,
that
or that
hole, too.
ravine.
Yeah,
You just fucking tee off and go into the ravine a lot. Yeah,
I love that hole too. The whole course is just beautiful.
I just don't like the one before it. The little fucking. I don't like any of the par 3s. I guess.
How about the cart path?
I love it.
before that hole. But before what we were just talking about.
Into the drifting in the water. Dude, yeah, I love drifting down in the slimy Lajitas fucking hot spring
spot
creek.
should have a webcam, like a live
For insurance?
cam, yeah,
Yeah,
just for fun, man. I watch that shit all day.
fails,
long,
yeah. It's like watching the boats come out the marina.
Well, because all the bougiest people in Texas are doing that, and as soon as they get there, everyone's doing the same thing. The dirtbags and the bougies.
Allie hates that shit, bro. But it's just slippery enough, man. It's good. But they've told me
Something just snuck in here.
they've got people. They've had to tow people out multiple times.
Oh, I believe it.
Yeah. Make sure you put it in the mic. Beautiful. Sorry, we just kept talking. I didn't formally introduce our guest today. We have Eric Poling. What's up, Eric?
How you doing, guys?
Doing good, man. We would, I think most people would label you as a river guide. Just a guide.
That's fair.
A dude.
A fair description.
You dabble in burlesque.
I mean,
You do what you can to help the cause.
Yes.
We support
I'm
it.
the head of security, and then Buckner always figures out a way to involve me in the show.
I'm lifting weights and working out right now so that I can always be bigger than Eric. And then
We gotta figure out the getting a wrestling mat and all that shit you were talking about during burlesque.
So we just talked about it yesterday. Let me think what I can legally say out loud. It's not like private information. But this was like a board meeting, technically.
No, this is back rooms. Fucking shit
Yeah,
right
it's
here
back.
now.
It's in the theater. Nothing's really for real there. Farmer said that she loves the idea for having it for burlesque, so that's always good, having the girls want it. But yeah, when I saw you in that leotard, I think it was a couple years ago. I don't know if it's a leotard. It's like a one-piece wrestle suit that you put on for
It was a dress.
it was a dress. There you go. It's a leotard. There you go, bro. It's the same shit. I was like, man, this dude looks like Big Show. And I was like, we could get a WWE style burlesque dance in
That
there.
would be fun.
Dude, yeah, we could do like Money in the Bank.
Mm-hmm. They've asked me to do some burlesque shows, and the only way that I'm going to commit to a burlesque show is if we do like. Have you ever seen the movie Burlesque?
Nope.
Well, it's Christina Aguilera ends up in I think it's like New Orleans, stumbles upon a burlesque show and becomes the star of the burlesque show. And I will do burlesque if I can be Christina Aguilera and we just reenact the entire movie Burlesque.
Okay, I'll clip this and send it to the burlesque Discord.
I've let them know. They
Yeah,
know.
they're like, fuck
scared.
this. No, we don't want that.
Because they know if they do that, I will be. Trilingual Burlesque will become Eric Burlesque. It will just become.
Yeah, they don't
They'll
want you to take
expect-
Brandon's spot.
They don't want me to take Brandon's
There you
spot.
go.
Everybody will expect to see an actual that performance forever,
Yeah.
and it will just be a couple 4 nights or whatever. And I don't think that the community's ready to just have that performance disappear like that.
No.
Yeah.
You don't want to outshine your girl. You fucking asshole.
No, I don't. I really don't.
Yeah. So you're a guide, man. Well, let's see what we're talking about. What were we talking about? Obviously, you're a guide here in Terlingo. Where all of you worked at as far as like guiding or been around?
Yeah, I started guiding in Colorado in 2017, and pretty much stayed in Colorado until 2020. Found my way down here. And since then, I've spent my winters down here and done California, New Mexico.
Mostly rafts. You trying to be on a raft,
and then, but mostly rafts. But now, as I spend more and more time down here, it's becoming more and more canoes. I've probably done about an equal amount of canoe trips and rafting trips at this point.
Yeah, it's a lot of low Rio trips.
Yeah, the Rio Grande is not.
It's a lot of dragging.
Great shape these days. It turns out if you cut off every single tributary and the headwaters of the Rio Grande, it's not a good recipe for a healthy
I know what's
river.
wrong with it.
I know what's wrong with it. You turned it off.
Well, they got no water in it.
Yeah.
Come on, man. That's yeah. I mean, supposedly that's about to change, right? Allegedly, that's what we're about to get some type of trickle in.
Yeah. They turned the river on. Our river comes from the Rio Grande down here. All comes from Mexico. There's no hope of getting any Rio Grande water from anywhere beyond El Paso.
Yeah.
Anywhere near El Paso. So all of our water comes from Mexico, and they don't have much water either. There's a bunch of reservoirs on the Rio Conchos, and
There's like a bunch of farmers taking the water too, allegedly.
yeah, well,
But like for their farming land. I mean, it's what the fuck it's there
in
for.
the valleys that lead from the Rio Conchos, which is a pretty short river. I don't know how long. It's maybe 200 miles. I don't even think it's that long. But yeah, there's a bunch of reservoirs up there, a bunch of big mountains, and they slowly release water, and their farmers use that water on the way down to the Rio Grande. Once it reaches the Rio Grande, it runs just through desert for a long time. It sucks to say, but there's probably more useful places for the water to be than in the national park. I wish there was a whole lot more water there, but there's just very little water. And the Rio Grande, as we know it, starts in Colorado. Before it leaves Colorado, over 80% of the river is used for irrigation, all up through New Mexico. A lot of that water is diverted eventually into the Arkansas River. It doesn't ever come back to the Rio Grande. And then the Rio Grande goes through major cities all through New Mexico, like Santa Fe, Albuquerque, and then it gets near. All those cities are huge cities that rely on the Rio Grande. And then it gets near El Paso, but before it even gets to El Paso, it hits Elephant Butte Reservoir. Elephant Butte Reservoir has been at like 25%, maybe 30% full for the last 2 decades, and no water is ever released from Elephant Butte Reservoir. That is used for El Paso. For drinking water, it's totally necessary. Like, that's where that water has to go. But then you have the forgotten stretch of the Rio Grande from El Paso to Presidio, where there's not a single drop of water in the Rio Grande.
Yeah.
Most of the year it's completely dry. Unless it rains directly on top of that stretch of water, there's no water there.
It's not moving at all.
It's dry.
Yeah.
Like there's a movie called The River, or a documentary called The River and the Wall, that documents a guy named Austin. I forget his last name. He grew up down here, and he does the whole Rio Grande that is the border of Mexico and Texas, and the first 200 miles or first 180 miles is on a mountain bike riding down the Rio Grande. And then he gets to the state park, to Presidio, and that's where he gets into canoes, and he's able to canoe most, into the national park, and a lot of dragging. But then you get into the farther eastern edge of the national park, and that's where you get a lot of hot springs coming in. And
like gravel pits to hot springs.
Yeah, that's one spot, and that's coming. That brings the river up. That's like 25 CFS. But when there's 5 CFS coming out of the dam, like that section then opens up Boquillas Canyon to be like a pretty popular multi-day section, because there's always going to be enough water in Boquillas, even though enough water means dragging the canoe sometimes.
Yeah. I mean, we went down there and we saw that y'all went past the hot springs. I guess y'all pick up in RGV. from gravel pits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. So we put in at gravel pits, and then we go down and take out at RGV.
Yeah,
and then
Rio Grande Village, for those that don't know.
Yeah, from the hot springs itself, you go into Hot Springs Canyon, which is a really. Have you not been through that? Canyon?
I haven't went further. Like I've done the little run right there, and then drug my fucking big ass 3-person canoe back over the dry rock
dude,
by
just
myself.
Continued.
That's
The
what
next
I
section
did.
is like you're going through a canyon. For
We
the
always
next,
boomerang it, man.
No,
We boomerang it. Well, I'll let you know. I'm trying to. I don't know. I've been trying to go on a river thing, and we ended up going when we got a lot of fucking rain this summer. I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, you missed it, didn't you?
Yeah, we weren't here for the big water,
We
but
went-
right now, the water right now, you could take all of your boats out. It's even for the next few days. You still have enough time.
Yeah, we've taken the canoe out at 0 CFS as long as there's enough footage of water. Like we can just cruise, bro, and boomerang right back up. It's pretty nice.
I get when the river goes dry. Like the canyon itself, the Hot Springs Canyon is a really cool.
That's
canyon.
sick. We'll definitely do it.
And you get a really good view of the El Pico, and which is that high peak on in the Boquillas del Carmen's.
Yeah.
And when you're coming out of Hot Springs Canyon, it's like framed perfectly. With it's one of my favorite views.
So
of the
beautiful.
park.
Dude, I love the Boquillas Mountains. Like the Boquillas Canyon, like just that mountain range right there,
Have
bro.
you
The
done
Sierra del
Boquillas?
Carmen.
You haven't done Boquillas? Yeah.
Like the float,
Yeah, all the way
nah, through La Linda.
yeah.
Dude, no, I want to.
need to do that.
I talked with Chantel. Next time y'all do it, we need to get a group. That's what it was. Me and
Yeah.
Chantel talked, and we said we need to get a group. I mean, y'all are very experienced, but Adeline's ready, man. Like she's like,
ready. She's
been ready.
We'll set up her tent and a little spot for her whenever
Yeah,
you know.
no, you don't understand. This girl has so much fucking
Yeah.
equipment for.
It's chilly these next.
Yeah,
like
no,
those
yeah, we're not trying to go right now, but
Yeah.
like as soon as like March, like Allie's birthday's coming up in March. But,
March
like,
is so busy though. It should
that is a
be-
problem. It has to be when nobody else is here, so it'll essentially be summer when somebody's like, "Fuck it, let's go float it" because there's enough water.
Yeah, but summer's brutal.
Yeah, which sucks. But then she gets sunburned on the boat.
Mid-February, like mid-February. Let's do it.
We need like a 8 group, we need like a group to go, and then do like at least a one night.
it's gonna be.
Is it 2 nights at least?
Yeah, I mean with
What at 30 CFS? It's got to be. I guess I'm talking about it again when we were talking about doing it at like 4,000 CFS.
Yeah,
That's what
yeah,
we were
no.
looking at.
it's. If we're just, I don't know, it varies.
Dude, we just picked up like 5 dry bags from Kathy today. Kathy Wisdom.
Yeah.
For $20.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hell
She just gave us a bunch of extra shit too. No, we had a bunch of dry shit. We
it's-
about died in the fucking river, but we had enough equipment to save us. It's fine.
Boquillas is beautiful, man. It's every corner. Like it's a really tight canyon, so steep walls the whole way.
I've been in
So-
La Linda, but I've never done the float like through. I bet it's so nice, man.
It is. It's
Fuck. I want to do Santa Elena also. I haven't done that.
yeah.
I've only done gravel pits to Hot Springs and Colorado Canyon to like La Cuesta, Grassy Banks.
Yeah. Have you done any multi days?
Nah.
Overnights? Yeah.
No, I mean I don't really fuck with the river too much because like we're just doing other stuff. Like I do, like I love the river, but like
Yeah, the multi days is where it seems like I mean a multi day is you're just gonna have you wake up on the river, you go to bed on the river, you wake up on the river, you go to bed on the river. It doesn't take honestly more than 1 or 2 days for
Yeah.
you to just melt into that, and I think it's like melting back into like the true person that you are. Like
Yeah.
all that is looking at the front of that boat and making sure it gets to camp, and you're at your people, you're with your people. You know, I mean, I have both sides of it. I do the commercial trips where sometimes you've got like people you don't want to be with. Sometimes the commercial trips are like absolutely incredible and you're with great people. But when you're with your friends on these private multi-day trips, it's like, and like like when it's myself and a bunch of other guides, and you know, once you get to the point of like even 6 or 7 guides, like you could have 20 people on the trip and it doesn't matter.
Everybody's taken care of.
Yeah, it's all good. But when you have 20 people on a trip and 15 or 16 or 18 of them are professional river guides, like it's just the smoothest, greatest time I mean, like
Everybody's WAFA certified, man. You don't have to worry about it.
Everybody's
So it's-
WAFA
worry about
certified,
yourself,
like,
bitch.
Yeah, like we can all. I'll split my own leg, motherfucker. Yeah, I'm gonna tourniquet myself tonight.
There you go.
We just did a trip this past summer, so I've got a group of like 20 river guides, or like 20 people who are river adjacent or river guides. And we've, for the last few years, been putting in for these river permits every year. So in the West, it takes, or you have to apply to get a permit to go on these multi-day trips. The Grand Canyon, if you're trying to go down the Grand Canyon, there's about 15,000 applications for about 1,000 permits.
Fuck,
So
dude.
that's tough.
It's like a lottery pick, or how
It's
do they?
just a straight lottery.
Yeah.
The Grand Canyon, I believe, still does the weighted lottery. So
However many times you
However
signed
many
up, and
you-
yeah, it's the same way
how-
with hunting and stuff.
exactly, yeah. However many years you've applied, you get one more
One more
application.
credit.
Yeah, one
Damn.
more credit.
Do you know there's like some 78-year-old fucking Chinese man going
So
crazy?
We
dude.
we finally this year got a permit for the Middle Fork of the Salmon River, and on the Middle Fork this year, it was like 19,500 applications for 354 permits. Right, so like less than a 1% chance, and in the group of 20 that we had that filled out our permits at my house, and a few people were just online in a group message, and we're sending out, hey, we're all applying for the Middle Fork of the Salmon for June 21st for a group of 20 people.
Okay,
We
yeah.
all applied for that, right? And we have been doing this for a few years now. This year, we happened, in that group of 20, 2 of us won it, finally. So we had a group of 40 people launching on the same day on the Middle Fork of the Salmon. And the Middle Fork of the Salmon is 100 miles and 100 significant rapids. It's pretty much nonstop whitewater and beautiful camps and hot springs in the center of the Frank Church Wilderness of No Return. What is
That doesn't sound scary at all.
an incredible name for the place that we were going. The Frank Church Wilderness of No Return. And
That dude had a lot of pencil to write with. Too.
we set off on June 21st on this trip. I was one of the people who won the permit, and my buddy Nick was the other person who won the permit. And we set off on this trip on June 21st up at 7,000 foot elevation in Idaho, and it was snowing on the summer solstice on June 21st. And the day before you launch all your boat, you get all your boats down to the river. So day 0 in the river world is the day before your trip. And we launch all of our boats and get all of our boats into this eddy. And in my group alone that I was the trip leader for, there was 12 boats that we had tied off on the shore. And our other group had another 10 boats at least, maybe more. And then there's 2 other groups launching that day. So in that eddy right there at the put-in, there's probably close to 50 boats sitting there.
Everybody wanted it.
Everybody. And then they're commercial sweep boats. And on the Middle Fork of the Salmon is, I think, the only place, there's probably some other rivers, where they run these sweep boats, where instead of a person in the middle rowing the boat, the person is standing the other way, and the oar is
The
in
big-ass
front,
fucking paddle
these
on the
huge
back, yeah.
oars in the front and the back of the boat, and they are steering that boat laterally instead of, like they're steering it just
They're just trying to throw it somewhere. They're not really
they're
paddling
just
anywhere.
flinging
They're
this
just-
huge boat with thousands of pounds of gear, all of
People.
the gear for. There's not people on that
Oh,
boat.
yeah, okay.
That's all gear, but it's usually one person. Like they might be training somebody else,
Yeah.
but typically, like the sweet boat guide in the guide community is like the baddest dude on the planet who's out there running sweet boats with all of the gear for a group of 30 people.
Yeah, because
you
if he
know?
fucks up,
He fucks
dude,
up.
if he fucks
Oh
up,
my
he's
God.
staying on the river.
And not
He's
only that, the boat is so big, and the Middle Fork of the Salmon is so skinny in some spots. If he fucks up, we can't even go down the river.
Yeah.
No other trip can pass this huge boat if it got stuck.
bro.
But we pushed off that morning in the snow, and the first 2 days were very cold and snowed on us. And then day 3, everything opened up, and we had like 75, 80-degree days the rest of the trip, the next 5 nights. And hot springs, like camps had hot springs along the
Yeah.
river. There's just random hot springs pouring into the river.
Fuck, bro. And that was all. That was all just like with people you knew.
Yeah, that was all just friends.
Yeah.
Doing that June 21st is tough for river guides because that's right in the heart of your commercial summer season.
Okay.
So it's hard to get that time off, but nobody had any issue because getting a middle fork permit, you tell your bosses, any boss that is worth anything,
Yeah.
totally understands that you've got to go do this trip. You're going to come back a far better guide and more. I'm going to probably get 3 more years of guiding out of you from you just doing this one trip.
Yeah, definitely just the experience also to help out with like, because I mean, if you can go do that shit, you can fucking handle the Rio here.
You can handle whatever. Yeah, I mean,
or like wherever. But like just like having that experience and them knowing. I mean, that's just more to talk about with your customers too.
100%. Now you're like, I've had the conversation with customers a lot. Is that like, oh, what an adventurous life. Like, well, the guiding part can't be adventurous, right?
Yeah.
Like your guide. If your guide is having an adventure every day, they're not doing a very good job of guiding.
They're not too organized.
Yeah, there's a certain amount of calmness and just professionalism that, like, yeah, I do this every day. Like, I want you to understand that, like, you're in a very safe place. I've been out here 6 times this week. Everything is okay, But then you, as a guide, you have to go find those other experiences, your adventure, and then the abilities you gain to be an adventure guide, you have to gain without guests. Those are the moments that even that's what the guests want to hear too. It's like, what's the craziest shit you've ever done? Like, oh, let me tell you. And then halfway through, you have to remind them, oh, by the way, this wasn't like a commercial trip. I didn't have guests with me. The guy I was telling you about just now is also one of my closest friends, and he's completely experienced. And as he's getting himself flung down the river, he's practiced this for years. So, yeah, he's good to go.
Dude, it's scary, man. And this is like, dude, I see some videos from the guides, man, and I'm like, that's some fuck, like the Whitewater Rapids, man, like what is his name's Red, Johnny Red. I don't know if you,
Oh yeah.
He worked at the Girls.
Yeah,
bro, he's got some crazy shit going on over there. I'm assuming it's all up in Taos, but I know a lot of people were. I heard about Salmon Run.
Yeah, no, he's in the east. He's in Tennessee. I think.
He's in Tennessee.
Yeah,
Holy
Tennessee
fuck! Like the Smokies and like.
Yeah.
Damn, I don't know they had water like that.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude.
I thought it was little creeks.
No.
Streams.
The East has way more rafting, and honestly, like, it's 2 completely different. I think I've never really been to the East Coast rafting. I've never been east of the Mississippi rafting. I grew up east of the Mississippi in Illinois, but didn't fall into guiding until I found myself in Colorado.
No.
So I really only know Western guiding. But from what I know about guiding, in the East, it's a little bit wilder and crazier. And a big part of that, what I think, is just water temperature in general. Water temperature in the East is warm. The days are hot and humid. You want to be out there playing in the rivers.
Yeah.
In the West, rivers are always cold. Like, you really can't be in the river for more than a few minutes.
Yeah.
Whereas in the East, you can go.
You need it.
Yeah, you need to.
I'm trying to get in this shit, please.
Right. So I can't really. When one of my guests is in the water as a river guide who's only guided in the West, my only goal is to get those people out of the water.
Yeah, fucking sucks. Please don't break your ankle.
Yeah, please don't break your ankle. Please don't die of hypothermia. Please don't just completely lose your mind.
What's fucking cold right now? And are y'all busy right now with it being this cold?
Not busy, but I did a trip this afternoon, and the river's about 40 degrees, and
this afternoon got pretty comfy though.
Yeah,
this afternoon.
The air temperature was decent, but I just, like, on days like this, I will just pull the guests. We'll stop in the middle of our trip so they can, like, take pictures and hang out on the beach for a little bit. And I'll just always pull their boat up on days like this so they don't have to get their feet wet. Even though the folks today were they were down. They didn't care. They had good shoes and stuff. But I was like, yeah, you don't need to get your feet wet. Like, I'm cold. You don't have to be cold.
Like, we bought these shoes just for this fucking.
Right. No, they were boaters from Minnesota. And all the shit going on in Minnesota, and they literally left like 4 days ago. And they're just like, we just want to leave. And
they're just like everybody else down here, man. Just get the fuck away from the bullshit.
At the end of I had a great time. It was just my company is our company, Big Ben Boating and Hiking. Quick plug for them.
Yeah. We'll cut out the my company part of it.
Yeah, the company I work for.
There you go.
We do
girls
like
just
small
sued us.
trips. So like we'll do trips with 2 people where most companies don't. It doesn't really make money, but we just it's a good way to spread the business and give people something to do.
Dude, they're all about helping out, even if they don't get the wholesale. We talked with them about they have the guided hikes, and we're like, hey dog, like, can we get can you hook us up for like a hike? Because we're not trying to pay tourist prices.
No, we're always on any of our trips. Locals are.
Well, what she actually said was, we'll just give you that shit and tell you where to go, and we'll just make sure you have all the equipment you need, and y'all can just hike and figure it out yourself.
Well,
and I was like, that's pretty clutch. I liked
clutch because
it was we're not doing nothing crazy. We would have done it would have been like a one night hike over. We want to hike up to the basin, but it's ever not really close. So why hike it if it's not really close?
But hiking up Blue Creek is like.
I think that's where that's what I want to do.
Like,
that's the loop, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just hike up there, and camp wherever you find a spot in Blue
Correct.
Creek that you want to do.
And have somebody pick us up on the other end of isn't it like Pine Canyon to Blue Creek? You can do
no, that's opposite side. So Blue Creek is where is it Homer? Yeah, Homer Wilson's ranch.
Yeah, there's a way you can go all the way through though.
Oh, for sure, but then you're just to Pine, but not to Pine Canyon. That would be the South Rim.
Yeah, no, I think you loop up to the basin somehow from Blue Creek.
Yeah, because Pine Canyon comes in from the east
from
side.
Glen Springs almost. Or from Glen Springs. Yeah, it's on
have
the
you
north.
done Pine Canyon?
I've hiked it. No, I have not.
I just did it my first time in the fall, and we did it in like early October, and we did it at a perfect time where it was still pouring a lot of water. I didn't even know there was a waterfall to expect a waterfall up there. We got up there, and it was you couldn't even you could stand right in the center of it, but it was pounding pretty good water.
Dude, that's sick. Dude, having a waterfall in Turling or like anywhere out here in the Big Bend areas.
Yeah, we just took videos and posted it, and then all the people who had been there before were like, "You lucky fuckers!" to catch that like that. I was like, oh, I just thought it was always like that.
Yeah. What's have you done cattail?
Yeah,
have you done cattail falls?
Way more water than cattail.
Way more water than cattail.
The day we saw it, but even Aaron and Erica, who have been up there multiple times, said that they had never seen that much water coming.
I got you. Dude, that's great timing. Yeah, I mean that's why we try to hike cattails the day, the afternoon after it rains, or the morning.
Today
of the
might have been okay.
Today would have been probably a great day
early,
to go.
Did you guys? When the sun came up at our house, we were up and. When the sun hit our roof, and it turned into a
water
deluge, dude.
Yeah, no, it was horrible. It was ice on the fucking roof, and then literally I had I almost had ruined tools today because of how much rain came off the fucking roofs,
dude.
bro.
It was crazy.
There was catchment, and we were putting in gutters today too.
Mm-hmm. It was it seemed to also be something to do with dew, because all of my trees and stuff in our backyard, everything was just dumping water.
That's essentially what it was. It crystallized and dewed up, and then the dew got so heavy it just instead of we didn't have any sun, so instead of evaporating, just ran off.
For us, it was right when the sun hit.
Oh,
was when everything just went
probably,
crazy.
bro.
You didn't have any sun here right in the morning?
I was already working. I don't know. No, I was just kidding. No, we did. No. We get the sun essentially at the same time you guys do. We're not too far apart.
No, I live in a whole different environment over there.
Yeah,
behind
different county.
Yeah,
I guess you have to wait for the. Oh, I forgot. Yeah, for some reason I was still thinking about right here, but no, you have that hill right on the back.
That hill right there.
Yeah, it's just your dead head just blocking your sunrise. Fuck, bro.
It's a huge. In a few years it's gonna be huge.
You should make a little rock path up to the top of the hill.
You know what I've been thinking about?
It's a long walk in the cold.
My favorite place to hike is Indian Head.
I love Indian Head.
And I'm going to go make a little...
Have you found the hollow rocks?
Yeah. Well, which ones?
They're all, I just like beating on rocks out there, and then there's just a bunch of hollow...
Have you been on the point closest to us? Into that little... The absolute point closest to us. You go halfway up that face, climb out onto some rocks. There's a huge cave. Not a cave, but it's just these rocks that have blown onto each other. Indian Head is just I think it's one of the coolest places in the national park.
That was That was me and Allie's first date. Was bouldering up fucking Indian Head, dog.
Inside the gate or outside the gate?
Inside.
Yep.
But we've technically done both. I've climbed Indian Head all the wrong ways multiple times. 'Cause there's like an actual
Dude.
trail to go up there.
I'll show you my Gaia. I'm
Yeah.
trying to paint Indian Head.
Should have painted it.
Because Gaia will just track your everywhere you
That
walk.
you're walking at?
Yep, it's just the walking app I use, and I just want to paint that entire mountain because every corner you turn around is just
Like with your walking app, like your trail?
yeah, with
Yeah.
the trail app. Like
Yeah.
I've like you were saying,
What are you painting?
my first year down, just the whole thing.
Just the whole
I just
thing.
want to cover the whole
Okay, I
thing.
didn't know if you had like an artistic design. You were like,
No, my first year down here was just figuring out I wanted to figure out as many different ways to get up on top of the mountain.
that's I love that. That sounds great.
It is.
Everybody
And
has that same instinct. How I get up that bitch?
how you get up right here?
I get up that bitch.
So when I first came, my first experience in Terlingua, I came down here January 31st, 2019. Okay. So right now you're not thinking of the weight of that moment. All right. So I come down here. I get to
I wasn't even out of high school at that point.
I said 2019.
I was still not graduated from high
All right.
school yet.
Well, COVID is right around the corner. Okay, that's what I was getting at. But I get to Odessa at about 4:30 in the afternoon, right? And I'm coming down here to take this WAFA class, the Wilderness Advanced First Aid, and to start working. I had some friends that were working down here, and I had been hearing about this place for a few years, and I was working at a mountain in Colorado as a snowmaker. That job ended. I'm like, I'm out of here. I'm going south. And
That's what they call coke plugs up north. Snowmaker.
and I got to Odessa. It was just getting dark, and I'm like, I can't believe these fuckers tricked me into coming down here. What a miserable fucking place. Like, that was the thought that I remember as it was getting dark and I'm driving my 30-year-old van down here with coincidentally I had just on my way out of Colorado I had tried to empty my Blackwater tank and I had pulled the handle off and it was frozen solid. And it broke, right? So the whole time I'm driving farther and farther south, I'm looking out of my back mirror, like, when is this gonna thaw? This piss iceberg that I'm bringing, when is the pissberg gonna fucking melt and come dumping out of the highway on the driver's side as I pass somebody, a cop, whatever? I'm just worried about that the whole way down. I
just
get down here to
fertilizing.
Terlingua, and it's New Year's Eve, so I show up at a local guide outpost and people are hanging out having a good time. I parked my van up in the customer parking lot because I didn't know where to go, and then I went back in the back and had some beers and didn't want to move my van again. Remember telling my buddy, I was like, yo, if I'm just gone in the morning, it's because my
There's shit everywhere.
yeah, my piss and shitberg just exploded all over the parking lot, and I'm just leaving and never coming back. And went up there, got there. Just when I woke up in the morning, it was I was able to make it to the RV park to empty that, and luckily it wasn't broken. I was able, whatever I thought was broken didn't break. I was able to empty what. But the whole time I'm thinking that's going to happen. And then I woke up and then that same morning as I'm emptying that out, I'm like looking around me, and the RV park I went to was right at the base of Maverick Mountain over here.
Yep.
And behind Maverick Mountain is the Chisos Basin. And I'm looking at all of this, and I'm just like, okay, I understand a little bit. You know, that whole drive down here in the pitch black, I was just like, you couldn't see shit, and I'm just like,
That's pretty consistent. That's also how I did it. I drove from Odessa to Alpine, and it like got dark in Alpine. I'm like, this is a fucking shithole. Like,
What
this
are
is
we
just
doing?
back
Yeah.
road. And Trish actually came and got me, and Ben. I'm sure you met Ben.
mm-hmm.
They came and got me from Monroe, Louisiana, and it took us 36 hours to get. Me and Trish went to high school together.
That was your first. That's your.
Yeah,
That's your
why I say I know
connection to
Trish.
this
I know
area. is
Trish a
Trish?
lot. Yeah, no, I know.
That's
yeah,
fucking
she's
crazy.
shout out that crazy ass bitch. We're gonna keep that
You
in.
can keep that.
We're gonna
I was
keep
just gonna
that
say,
shit in,
keep
bro.
that shit in.
And she knows who it is.
Uh-huh.
We'll remove the name prior, and then I'll just leave in that.
Yeah,
And
she'll
give it to
fucking
her.
know. Yeah.
Stop talking about me. But not. Yeah. So me and Trish are from the same like high school county area, and She groomed me as a child. And then
Is she older than you?
she's like, yeah, I met Trish when I was like 14 years old, and she was a senior and like out of high school. She was hanging out with my older
That
sister.
sounds like some Trish shit.
Dude, it was fun. It was great. She put me on. Like literally, I met Trish through like another person, and she's like, was like, yo, this little white dude's pretty chill. We can like let him in with the big kids. Horrible decision. Fucked my life up, but that's essentially what it was. And but nah, it was So we graduated. She graduated high school, and she went straight to Cool Works and like the Grand Canyon seasonal work. And I went to college.
I was just talking about Cool Works with a guest today.
Dude,
When
Cool
we
Works
drive-
is crazy, man. I
is.
love that.
That website probably changed more people's lives than fucking anyone.
When
man.
people bitch, when people are like, man, because I feel like, I mean, you probably get it too, man. Even like, I get a lot of people back home. Obviously, you know, everybody thinks shit's all great and dandy wherever you're at, but like, they see what we got going on. There's a lot of people from back home, like Chandler McKenzie. He lives out here. He works at Dead Hungry. He's also from our school. There's another Kate Morgan used to live here. Fucking, she was basically. We've had multiple people. You're good. Okay, let's see. We'll just fucking wait at this point. Goddamn. Fuck. Now you gotta take the mic with you too. We need the ASMR. I'm trying to think, and then we got motherfucking. Yeah, bro. Cool Works, for those of you that don't know, when people, that's what it was. When people, Cool Works is just basically you go in there, you pick a state that you want to go to, and then it shows you all these like jobs that have employee housing available. Like here in Terlingua, it's Lajitas. I mean, there's multiple in Terlingua at this point, but like Lajitas, you get there and your rent's like $86 a month. And they take it out your check, and it's like really affordable housing or free housing. It's kind of the sell. But it would change people's lives, man. When people tell me like they're tired of where they're at and they want to do something different, I'm like, all you have to do is get here.
Yeah,
That's it.
These places have those jobs. They're not. You're not going to come down here and have the job you're going to have for 20 years. But
Yeah.
you're going to come down here and get a job. On the job that's how I got into guiding. I have a bachelor's in criminal justice, and I worked for 8 years in Davenport, Iowa, as a juvenile court-to-school liaison. So an in-school probation officer.
Damn.
And
The test is you have to be able to spell that to become it. That's
exactly.
that's the test.
I can't spell it anymore, so I can't be it anymore.
You're not certified. Well, you can spell Wafa though.
So I was doing that in Davenport, Iowa for years, and I was for the last 3 years or so, I was saving up all my money to be able to go spend my summer. I worked in a school, so I had the summers off, but it wasn't a paid gig. It was paying like $30,000 a year. And I coached high school football and wrestling at the time, so I had a little bit more income from that. But basically, I was spending all of my money, saving all of my money to come visit Colorado for the summer and go hiking and doing that shit. But never stumbled across the river running at all. Never even was on my radar. So when I moved to Colorado, or I was just like, I'm going to move to Colorado, and then I'll just be there, you know, and I'll get this job. And I got a job working for a program called Rites of Passage. Pretty much the same thing. It was adjudicated youth. They were living at the place where I was working, so I would work Wednesday through Saturday, basically, midnight till like 6 a.m. Work with these kids, wake up with these kids, and coached rugby and wrestling for them. But I didn't do it for long. Did it for like 2 months, and after 90 days, I got medical insurance. I was like, well, fuck, medical insurance is about to take more money out of my paycheck. I'm already barely making enough money. I got to find a side job. Yeah. And I stumbled across that Cool Works website. And this sounds like we're making a fucking advertisement for Cool Works.
It does. How did you just stumble across Cool Works? Is crazy.
I don't know. I mean, I just was looking for side jobs. I was like,
I feel like Colorado would be if you put in Colorado into Cool Works, there's a lot of spots there.
There was it wasn't like typing in Cool Works. It was just, I had no idea. I had no inkling of trying to look for an outdoor job whatsoever.
Yeah,
I was
just,
just looking for a
work near me.
side, a side job, a side job. Somehow stumbled across an ad for a guide school. I was like, wait, you can just be a fucking river guide? Like, you just have to go to this guide school? And then, that sounds great. And the only thing I knew about river guiding was from the movie A River Wild with Meryl Streep. And in that movie, her grandfather and her dad were a guide. So I saw that movie when I was like 12 years old. I was like, oh, that seems like a cool gig, but you got to be born into that. You can't just possibly go be a river
You got to
guide.
know the ways of the water.
That's got to be in your DNA.
There you
Right? So I applied, and then they messaged me back a few days later, and they're like, "Yeah, you're like 3 months late, but we like your resume. So apply next year for sure. Like, we like your resume, but you're really late. Like,
we like that you can wrestle us. We like you wrestle, bro. I appreciate it.
I mean, I applied for this class in May, and guide. That's like way too late. Like, February is when those classes fill up. So I told the HR person that I was like, well, if anything changes, like, let me know. I will quit my job tomorrow to come do this. And they called me 2 or 3 days later because at that point, this first 5 days of the guide school was a 5-day, multi-day trip that they would do in northern Colorado.
Okay.
And when they got back from that trip, one of the people didn't want to do it anymore. So they called me and they're like, hey, you said that you wanted to do this. You missed out on the first 5 days, but your resume looks good. Maybe you can probably still just do the guide school.
There you go.
I was like, cool, I'll come do it. So I show up. I'm having that conversation with them as I'm pulling into my job on Wednesday afternoon, and I'm going into to work the next 4 days. And she calls me as I'm parking, and I pick it up. Yeah, what's up? Oh, yeah, you guys still want me to do that? I literally put it in reverse and drove right out of this career job that I had for this job that I worked for 8 years, and drove to REI and bought some bullshit, a hammock. I was like, this would be perfect. I bought a hammock and drove to the mountains the next day, showed up to the first day of guide school. On the way up, I'm like, I have a bottle of fake piss on the dashboard because every job I had ever had up till that point, you needed a bottle of pee. And so I had a bottle.
Piss clean, you just need the bottle of pee.
Yeah, true. So I had that bottle of pee. I'm like putting it on the heater. It had a little thermometer on the side. And I pull up to the outpost. I have that just right, wrapped in my pocket. I'm like, let's go meet the boss.
Dude.
I walk up, and first person I meet was Devo, and he hands me a paddle. And it's May in Colorado, and they're digging out a 12-inch snowstorm from the night before. And we're just digging out the garage door with rafting paddles, and they're passing a bowl around as we do it. So I took the bottle of fake pee and went and put it back in the car. And
He chugged it.
I knew I was home at that point.
Dude, that's you just can't fuck up. That's great though, man. That's crazy. Devo, you saw him, and now you got to see him every day over here. Is that?
Yeah, Devo was the guy who taught me to be a river guide. I stumbled upon him.
He's done a lot of shit, man. I can't wait to get him on the podcast.
He'll be here one day.
Yeah, he did a podcast, man. I don't know if you're hip, but like he evidently he did a couple episodes.
Yeah, the Guides of the Round Table, I think.
That sounds crazy. That's a sick ass name. I didn't know the name of it.
Yeah. I did
name.
one of them. I did. We used to just sit around the fire out in Colorado. So that first year, those first couple of years that I guided were like my own. Those were like the truest years of guiding, where we all lived on BLM land. So like Bureau of Land Management, and it's just public land. You can live there for 2 weeks, and then you have to move.
I'm not gonna lie,
30
bro.
air miles, I think.
I'm not gonna lie. The first time I saw BLM land on Onyx when I was doing trail rides, I was like, "Damn, bro, this is the restitution."
Mm-hmm. We gave it to him.
I'm like, I would be pissed if this was my restitution with some random ass acreage in the middle of New Mexico.
Oh yeah, New Mexico for sure. Yeah.
No, that's where I saw it. I was doing a trail ride, and I was like, "Why the fuck does BLM need this?"
Man, New Mexico is some of the most beautiful land we have, and it's also the most poverty-stricken place. I mean, Arizona, you get into some of those like far-off reservation places, and it's wild. But
I feel like, any state you can find a shithole if you look hard enough. But yeah,
That's true.
I know
That's
what you mean,
true.
though.
Yeah,
Per capita, though, you're saying like
so all of the southern half of New Mexico is rough, man.
Yeah.
Like it's just a place where time forgot it. Everything moved on.
just besides the missiles. It's just
Yeah,
all missiles
it's all-
struck.
yeah.
Like it's all.
But even that's in northern fucking New Mexico. Southern New
Well, like
Mexico
White Sands?
is just like, I mean, you just drive through these towns and you're like, okay, I get that there's nothing here, but who the fuck was running a hotel here 50 years ago that was apparently just killing it and building like these massive structures all throughout these little towns that like, I just don't understand the history of southern New Mexico, I guess.
There's no coal works jobs in southern New
That's
Mexico.
the problem.
There's
That's the problem.
that's a red flag.
No, they boycotted Cool Works.
That's called stay the fuck away from here. You gotta go walk up to the convenience store and ask for a job like a real man.
I mean, I'm surprised like the oil industry hasn't like decimated the Cool Works website, you know, and just been like, oh shit, yeah, oh shit, we can pay
$45 an hour.
no, fuck, we'll pay these dudes $12 an hour, but if we give them a house, they will fucking do whatever we want them to do.
Yeah, so I don't know. This is so Coolworks is having an issue, man. You want me to tell you the problem with Coolworks
Yeah,
right now?
I do want to hear that.
The problem with Coolworks right now is if you look pre-COVID, okay, let's just say pre-COVID, 10, 15, 20 years ago, Coolworks and like the park was a place for, like, it's always been weird people out here, but it was definitely more of a hippie, river guy, naturalist
Out here, you're
vibe.
saying
Yeah,
specifically?
or
Yeah.
just a seasonal work in general.
Okay.
I would say it's more of a freedom flowing type of vibe, typically mostly good vibes, mostly just people that want to see the world and don't want to be in their hometown. But like with Lajitas and the national park and the ranch, and the motor inn, fucking the seasonal worker is ending up more of felons and like people that are trying to run away from home. And to be fair, that's exactly why I'm here too. Not for felonies, but like I had shit that I didn't want to fucking stay around.
But I mean, you don't think it was that all along?
I think there's always been, like I said, everybody's here for, I feel like everybody's here for a reason, especially if you stay in Drillingham. Like everybody's a little fucking iffy regardless. I think, like even if you look like you're good, like it's still fucking.
For sure. Well,
But I think there's
You're
always
just-
been that. But Lajitas right now basically is a bunch of fucking degenerates.
it always is.
It always is,
dude.
but
I've been
I know
down
what you're
here.
saying.
I've not been here much longer than
This
you.
is the pot
but-
calling the kettle black.
I've been here 6 years. It's always been that. Like it. They have a fucking bus that drives in and out every week for employees.
Yeah.
They go and drop off employees at the bus stop, and then they turn around and they pick up a bunch of employees at the bus stop and drive them down there.
Yeah,
Some of those people were down there for 1 week.
some people are down here for a day.
Yeah, no, some of them worked for a day, but
Yeah.
then they were still down here, like they're like, stay in your fucking
Oh, I forgot you had to
camp or your
quarantine.
apartment.
Damn. See, I moved here in 20. I moved here right like at the end of COVID, so it was like chill.
Oh, dude, my quarantine here.
that's crazy.
That was my first. That was what.
Where'd you work at
keeps
first when you
bringing
got
me
here?
Far flung.
Far flung, straight
Yeah,
away.
where I did the Wafa, and it was all of like my closest friends at the time, and friends that I had like all of my closest friends from my first 4 years of guiding. Like we had all somehow ended up in the same spot. Like, and it was awesome. It was
tagging along on a little convoy.
well. Yeah, the work was good up until it was like March 21st. Like everything else, we were like 3 weeks past everything else had closed down. Everything else closed down like early March during the pandemic. We down here, it's like Texas, the middle of fucking nowhere. Like they were like going to make their own rules, and finally they're like, "Can I just?" Oh,
yeah, there's one right there.
yeah. Just ashes on the floor.
Thanks, brother.
Yeah. But so when I think it was like the 21st, whatever day it was a Friday, and they're like, fine, everything else was closed in the nation. All right, we're fucking closing too.
Yeah.
And
We're going to make our own rules.
I think that's how it was.
The gods
Because-
have things worse than COVID anyway.
So at the moment it happened, it was like 15, maybe 20 guides, and they told us straight up: use the hot tub, use the pool, like that. All of that stuff is set on the chemicals being expecting
Yeah.
people to come in there. So use all that.
Yeah, because if you don't, you're going to fuck that up then.
Exactly. Like
Yeah.
if you don't use it, it's going to be in worse shape than if you do use it.
Yeah.
So use it. And at that point, we were living on guide land, which was right behind the pool and the hot tub, and the whole rest of the
Doghouse,
resort.
or
Yeah, the dog houses, right?
Yeah, that's right.
That's what they call them. These little sheds that we were living in, and each one had an AC and power and Wi-Fi, and like it was awesome.
exactly what you need. You're on the
Exactly
river all
what you
day.
need.
Yeah.
And then so when everything closed, we had free reign of that. The national of all the hot tub and the pool. The national park was closed, so we were able to just do whatever we want in the national park. When the national park closes down here, when the national park closes down here, it's just closed. Like there's no gates, there's no
There's just nobody here.
there's just nobody here. You
Yeah.
could go drink.
You can do whatever the fuck
You
you
could drink a case of beer in the middle of the highway. And
I found a
like,
truck with a note on it when it was closed down one time.
yeah.
Terrifying. It was the person was there for like a week.
Where was it? Wait, what?
Oh, we did West River Road. So from like Castellon over to Glen Springs on dirt bikes.
Nice. Wait, when was it closed for this?
The last shutdown.
In October?
The last one, yeah.
Yeah,
That would be
yeah,
that
yeah.
sounds like perfect time to ride the dirt bike. So yeah.
Yeah.
And me, Jason Jones, and my brother-in-law Austin, we went out there. We were just going to do a real small ride, and I talked him into doing West River Road, and we did like 100 miles that day. I forgot how long it is. It's
It
a
is.
fucking long
It's so
road.
long. And well, then once you guys went from Castellon
Yeah, and it hadn't
over.
been maintained because the road was shut down. There
and
was
then once you're done, you still have a serious ride back.
yeah, but it's on the asphalt. Like you're talking about, like once you get done with Glen Springs. Yeah. Black Gap was the easiest. It was pretty chill. You scared me. And then
I know I was burping.
yeah, I got you. Thanks for the skill, the pro move right there. Yeah, no, but we did. There was a truck abandoned like in Black Gap area, and they had a note and was like, "This is my wife's number. I left here September 5th," and that's what we're saying. It's like early October when the shutdown happened. So we're like, "Yo, this is like bad." And I like how you're the only other person that can't really stand up in here. It's just you can, but it's like your body makes you slouch down
You
just a
can
little
only
bit.
stand up in the middle. So as soon as you get like
Yeah, where the
offline,
there's
a
nowhere
little
else.
bit-
But yeah, it's all the middle. I just need to, dude. Yeah, and then people fucking put floors on the bottom of this too. But like, yeah, this truck was just abandoned, beat the fuck up with a note in it, and we called the park, and they were like, whatever. So I
They
think
didn't have anyone.
we called the
They had
yeah,
no
that's
one.
the problem.
They had no one.
We called the wife, and nobody answered, so we left a voicemail. So like, if the wife wasn't too worried about it, then it had to be
Did
fine.
you hear anything? The ending
Nothing.
to that? Nothing.
But like, that's what I'm saying. If we called the wife, and we're like, "Yeah, we found your husband's truck out here,"
Well, I just saw some shit that per capita, per visitor, Big Bend is the deadliest national park in the nation.
do the other national parks have no deaths?
No, but they don't have way more visitors.
Are they?
Like if we
Can I-
lose 10, it's like Yosemite losing 100.
Oh, okay. I get what you mean.
You know,
Okay, because like we don't have that
we don't
many
have very
visitors
many
compared
visitors.
to like
So per
Yosemite or
person,
Yellowstone
yeah,
would
it's
have
like
fucking.
the most dangerous national park there is. Maybe I'm wrong. Hey, commenters,
There you go.
Go ahead and
We need,
make
hey,
a
Jamie,
comment.
look that up.
Yeah,
we need
look
a
that up.
fucking podcast,
look
man.
that shit up.
Where's Scott Branch when you need him,
Yeah.
bro? this
I'm
is
a
his
guide.
job.
It's literally two truths and a lie the whole time. So.
There you go. Well, you can decide whatever. You look up whatever you want to look up. And technically, are they counting like people like trying to walk across there, dude, because like there's a lot of that. A couple. There's not that many.
There's not
that
that
die.
much.
There's
but
not
that,
that many.
if that's,
But like,
that's a good thing to think
if
about.
that's a factor, that adds like 1 to 2 a year right there.
It's crazy to call like some poor migrant a visitor of the national park.
But, like he is, bro.
Yeah,
like, he's
yeah,
still,
I mean,
if you die
technically,
within
yeah.
the bounds of the national park, then that should count. It's like people die.
That's true.
Dude, like,
Well, it's not a.
but I get what you mean. Like, it's also like they're not paying for a national park. So because he doesn't have a pass, he doesn't count. Is what you're saying?
No, that's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying.
We'll chop this up. So it sounds
no,
great.
keep this here. Like, this is not. This is. He's trying to twist shit right now. Guys. That's not what I'm saying.
You gotta pay. Dude, nothing's better than going to the park and there's nobody at the stand. Even if you have a park pass.
Even if if you have,
Even if
but
you have
I don't know,
a
man. When
I
I
don't
finally
like
buy because I've been a guide. I haven't had a pass since 2023, and I'm a guide down here. And
You have to have one for the work?
No.
They just let you go?
no, because I don't know. I mean, I don't. So when we go into the national park, I'm going in on my company's
Correct.
commercial use
Yes.
authorization
In the
right?
van.
and then we have a piece of paper that we present to the gate, and that gate has all of our customers' national park numbers written on there. Their passes. So all of we're not paying for their passes.
So they have to have one.
They still have to have a pass to come.
Oh,
to the
okay.
park.
Well,
Yeah.
okay. So they're saying we'll let the fucking guide slide if everybody with you
Well,
has a fucking pass. Because most
I'm
of
not
the guys will
visiting
too.
the park. I'm working in the park. I'm not visiting.
That is,
You know,
you sound
and
like a sovereign
honestly-
citizen.
Yeah, I mean, I do run shuttles into the park occasionally.
Yeah.
I wanted to plug my own company. I just haven't started it yet. But
Well,
I am in
there's a
the
segment for
process
that.
of like we need more people just running hiking shuttles. People who want to do like the windows down trail,
I think
And-
a hiking guide.
not a guide.
Well, like you're talking
A
about just
shuttle.
like
like a windows down trip, right? So
Yeah.
you just want to hike the windows down trail.
what the fuck is the windows down trail?
You've done the windows trail?
Yeah,
Yeah, so you just you hike all the way down through the window.
through the window. You hike through the window.
Yeah, you don't hike down the
Oh,
fucking
okay.
porch.
Like, dude, you hike through them.
Good
I about
Lord.
died off that
Yeah,
shit.
yep, nope. Killed fucking. I
That's
killed
why
4
per
people as a
capita-
guide because I was fucking set on a podcast that you just hike over the edge of the fucking pour off. No, there's a very
They didn't
clearly
get to that
marked
point.
There's a clearly marked trail that you can do that is the windows down trail, and you hike around the pour off.
There's somebody
and you go
doing this.
down. And I've been doing it for another company where I drive their company vehicle to
Yeah.
I basically meet them at the end of the trail.
Where's the end of that trail?
Oak Springs. It's it's the Cattail Falls. It's Cattail Falls.
Okay,
Yeah, is the end of that is the end of the trail.
Okay.
Cattail Falls is a little bit off to the right, but when you're hiking up to
It's to
Cattail
that
Falls,
that tree that splits off.
At Oak
Yeah.
Springs, that's Oak Springs, and at Oak Springs you can go left and go up to the Windows Underlook, if
Yeah.
that makes sense.
So you should definitely start at the window and go down for the easiest hike.
The coolest hike, like a very cool hike,
Damn, that
is the
sounds
windows
crazy.
down. Yeah, because you're just hiking down the whole
Yeah,
time.
maybe you should
and
hook-
then your vehicle's at the end.
Tell me how much it would cost, bro. That sounds
$75.
We've actually talking about we're talking about doing the Blue Creek.
$100.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Oh,
keep
fuck,
going.
dude. Yeah, I gotta say
Prices
yes
going up,
quick.
you know?
Sure.
Yeah.
But no, we were talking about. That's what me and Allie were talking about, doing an overnight camping. We would need somebody to pick us up because we're not trying to drop 2 vehicles
Right.
off.
No,
So
I think I could do like something like that because then I would basically for that I would ride out with you that day.
yeah,
And then I would take your vehicle. I would drop you off at the closest to the trailhead you could be, right? And then I would drive your vehicle back here overnight. And then the next morning I would have somebody follow me out, and I would drive out to the end of your trail. And
yeah, with our vehicle
with
and
your vehicle, I would
and,
just, ideally I would do that first thing in the morning.
Yeah.
Leave your vehicle there, and I
have
can
it
go.
ready.
about
Damn,
my
that sounds
day.
crazy, bro. Having the vehicle ready because we were just looking at somebody just picking us up, but that sounds.
No,
Dude,
have your vehicle just there.
yeah, I'm down. That sounds actually obviously once again it's fucking cold as shit right now, so not like right now, but
Well,
that's
yeah.
well you got a customer, bro. There you go, get
I
the stickers
appreciate it.
made. You're good to go.
And then it's just gonna open up the. It's going to open up the Airbnbs. I think it could be good for the Airbnbs for people who are going to be like, oh yeah, that's going to save me an hour and a half of my day. I can go hike for another hour and a half, or 3 hours more. And then my partner's company, which is food packing, you can have a cooler in your vehicle full of your night's dinner, and you go to your Airbnb and you cook steaks and potatoes on the grill. And you might not know it, but when you get down here in the Big Bend, you're about 3 hours away from a decent grocery store. So
that's fucked up. You don't respect Porters.
Alpine's decent. Alpine's got the good shit. Alpine's good shit, but
we're 3 hours to the next Taco Bell for sure.
Yeah,
that's rough.
The nearest HEB is at
it's
least
more
3
than that.
hours.
Yeah, it's 4.
Isn't
yeah,
it Midland?
I thought you were talking about Fort Stockton, but no.
Midland.
Odessa's like 3.5. Yeah, 3.5, 4 hours.
So isn't there a company down here that's like a husband and a wife that have been?
So they're booming right now.
Are they still
bro.
doing it?
They're
Hell
booming,
yeah.
bro.
Hell yeah.
They this dude will bring down Home Depot shit if it'll fit on his trailer.
Hell yeah.
One day a week. He's they've started now. They're meeting people at.
Can you plug them? You know who they are?
I don't. I'll put it in. I'll edit this later and I'll fucking record it and be like, this is there. But this couple from Alpine, I think they drive up Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays to Odessa and hit Lowe's, they hit HEB and Sam's. And probably the Costco now because there's a Costco there. But you just order your own shit and then they go pick it up. So they get your shit ready.
And they charge you like 10% or some shit?
Yeah, I don't even know what the fuck it is. But
20%.
we go ourselves. But it's great for people. There's a lot of people that have a vehicle that you don't really want to take to Alpine here. That's like a typical issue.
And if you can work it out, and if we can if the community at large can just, if one person can drive up there and pick up what you need in Odessa, there's no reason for all of us to drive up there to pick up some random shit in Odessa.
Yeah, that's why most of the time you text everybody and be like, yo, I'm taking some coolers. Let me know what you need.
Yeah, but that's only your circle, you know?
Correct.
Like this invites the whole community.
Yeah.
And that is one thing that I preach to. Occasionally I have guests, like today I just had 2 guests, so you get to be like really personal about it and get to talk to them about like, why are you down here? Like, it's the community, man. Like, everybody's got to lean on each other a little bit because we're in the middle of fucking nowhere, and
you always need help sometime.
Yeah, and you might as well accept help, you know? Like, if somebody is driving to Odessa already today and tomorrow and in 2 days, let them pick up your shit and give them 10%, and don't fucking burn a bunch of your own gasoline. It's going to be cheaper for you if we can all.
Most people don't even care about the money, but
yeah.
If you spend gas, just the gas alone to get up to Odessa, you're talking about multiples of hundreds of dollars.
Yeah,
that just
for
alone,
sure.
Just alone in gas,
for sure.
And then you got to get food.
Mm-hmm. And then think if it's just 3-4 people, like that is.
No. They're bringing trailers down. They're bringing climate control.
They can pick up your 2x4s and they can pick up your fucking refrigerator, and washer and dryer, and fucking. They
can pick up your fridge and everything that you want to put in the fridge.
Yeah,
and there you go. Yeah. You got everything.
I mean,
figured out.
Like with that cooler thing that my friend is going to do. God. Like we're going to lean on that. Like, but it's like
for legal purposes, my friend.
Yeah, that is what makes this place great. I came from a really small town, but it's like 1,000 people, but you don't have to lean on each other like you do here. That builds the community.
Yeah, the shuttle's nice too, man, because that'll open up, like you're saying, that'll open up. I mean, when you make it more available for people, then more people will be able to enjoy the area here. Mm-hmm. Like if you're saying like, fuck, okay, like a lot of people are worried about time crunches all the time. And especially as a tourist, you're not going to have, if you're coming down as a tourist family, there's 2 options you have. Use your own vehicle or hire like a guided company. And that'll like really fill that entire gap of people that are conscious enough to go on their own fucking hike, but like trying to make it more convenient for them.
Right. And
even overnights, one-night hikes, that makes that so much nicer.
Yeah.
Because like a tourist comes down here in one car. They're not bringing multiple vehicles down here.
Even a group that's, say they're a group that's planning on being down here for 3-4 days, and they want to hit the restaurants and the Starlight and all this stuff. But that's going to be a big portion of your day is making sure you're in line at the Starlight at 5 o'clock. Yeah. Or, whatever you need to do to make sure you get food at night. And just having another option.
Shout out Lakiva having pizza till midnight.
Dude, yeah.
What the fuck?
having
Clutch.
La Kiva back open again is so clutch because they can sling so much food. There's so many seats in there, and in spring break time, like this town gets like
Yeah.
deadlocked in Ghost Town. If Ghost Town is the only place to eat, and having Kiva open again is just like at least opens up. Man, I wish it could just like families go to Ghost Town, adults go to La Kiva. You know,
If you want to really, yeah.
yeah.
Then you used to do karaoke, right? Over
Yeah,
at
we're
La Kiva?
starting karaoke again. Kiva karaoke is coming
Kiva
back in
karaoke.
February.
Damn,
Yeah.
big drop right here, baby. There's the
Big
shameless
drop.
plug right there. We got to get this out tomorrow.
Dude,
Fuck.
Kiva karaoke is the shit. I mean, we've got
Do you know what days you're doing it? It's already like
Thursdays.
set
We
Thursdays,
don't know-
every Thursday,
we don't
every
know,
other.
I don't know how many Thursdays. It's going to be on Thursdays. We're thinking it's still kind of rough.
Yeah.
Thursdays seems to be the good day. We don't want to step on the toes of any like good
Musicians.
live music.
You're going to, regardless. Fuck 'em.
Regardless, you're going to step on, especially in March.
If not, you have to do it on Tuesdays. Tuesdays is the only other day that like works for not competing with people because Boathouse is closed.
Yeah.
Starlight's always going to have somebody, but Tuesdays probably not. A lot of places are closed on Tuesdays, so that's why it's like the good night to do. I do comedy on Tuesdays because that's but we do every other week.
Yeah.
Typically, it's hard to do something every fucking
I
week.
just, there's a bit of a. I'll go on record as saying
Alright.
there's a bit of a.
Write this down- write this down over here.
We're on record now.
We get the
There's a
typewriter
bit
out.
of a snobby attitude towards karaoke in the Terlingua area because there is a lot of really good talent,
Yeah.
and I totally understand that a lot of people just want to hear actual musicians. But everybody also wants to just
Karaoke's to have fun,
sing
bro.
into a
Yeah.
microphone, have some goofy ass fun times. There's no better place to do that than the cave room. And you get 50 people in the cave room on a Thursday night doing karaoke and supporting each other's goofy
It's a
shit.
lot of people.
It's fun. And I try to encourage not doing typical karaoke songs. Like,
Yeah, like we want to. They're saying have fun. I don't want to hear how fucking la di da di do you can fucking.
yeah, like like mix it up with some shit that maybe we've never heard before.
Don't show me some
And,
shit you're performing on stage at Starlight right now.
Yeah.
please.
Like we don't need to hear like Third Eye Blind
Or your original.
I mean, unless you're great at Third Eye Blind, But-
Dude, I haven't seen anything crush. I went to this karaoke bar in Austin in the middle of a parking garage. It's insane. I still don't know the fucking name of it.
seems like great acoustics. Parking garage.
Well, like it was like
garages
a
are great acoustics.
It's like it was a building in the middle of it. Like it wasn't like all parking garage, but it was like a building built in the middle. I don't know, some Austin shit. They made a fucking karaoke bar out of a parking
That
garage
seems like, yeah.
office.
like carbon monoxide. poisoning,
Great,
for sure.
great
but-
vibes. Great vibes, bro. Amazing. People were doing like early 2000s, like fucking like hopping on the stage, a bunch of college people. And then this old like 60-year-old dude gets up there and does "Hurt" by Johnny Cash, and just fucking
Killed it.
just crashed. Well, he did. He killed the vibe. No, it was like dude, it was such hype shit. And then this man just went up there and just sang his soul out
Did he do
to
good?
the. He did great, but the song is like
But you can't come back from 4 minutes.
of just sad Johnny Cash.
Yeah. But that's like is as powerful as fucking
It was amazing.
Avicii or whatever the fuck shit you wanted to hear.
Avicii.
I don't know. Dead Mouse.
Wake me up when it's
I don't know. I
I
took
knew
a
you were
pill
old,
in
bro.
Ibiza.
God damn. That was your graduation song.
No,
What year did
that
you
was
graduate?
2002.
2002, bro.
Yeah, dude. Like 9/11 happened. I was a senior in high school. I would thank God I was 17 years old,
Bro.
because some of my friends signed up that day to join the army when they graduated.
Did they shame you? Did they shame you for not signing up? They were already gone. It didn't matter.
No, they didn't.
They were
yeah,
already
no.
shipped off.
There was a couple of them, and I went to college after that. I had
Yeah.
a scholarship
Yeah,
to
fuck
college,
you
so
guys,
I made the right decision.
Unless
Maybe
there's a
not,
draft,
I
I ain't going, bro.
yeah, I wasn't going.
Yeah.
I mean, but that was like my senior year. The day that shit happened,
Dude, that's crazy.
I had open period. I had study hall my first hour, so I was able to be in the library, and the library played the Channel 1 which
Yeah.
was the news, like high school news. I think it was put on by MTV or some shit.
There was Channel 1 News all the way back then.
Yeah.
There's Channel 1 News now. To
Really?
this day. Yeah, bro. We watch, it's like a school, like kind of
Yeah.
like cookie cutter
But
news.
maybe it wasn't MTV, but it was like,
No, it
was like the people from, it was like Kurt Loder and...
I'm pretty sure this dude's still on Channel
Kurt Loder is not
I'm
still on
pretty-
Channel 1. Are
Dude,
you
I'm pretty
shitting
sure
me?
the dude's name is fucking,
No fucking way, dude.
Let me-
Kurt Loder was like one of the first MTV news guys. Like if back when I was growing up, MTV would just be on the TV, and then occasionally, if Kurt Loder was on, that was like the president got shot.
let's see who's. So, well, first of all, it got finished in 2018. So, I mean, that was when I was still in high school. So, I mean, I would consider that
Right.
to
But
almost
it was
current
still
day.
Kurt Loder in 2019.
Let me see. I'm a controversial youth-focused daily news program shown in many U.S. middle and high schools from 1990 to 2018. I'm trying to figure out the fucking. I guess I need to look up host.
Dude, no way Kurt Loder was still doing it. He would look like the Crypt Keeper.
I was gonna say, how old was he then?
Yeah. He would have been 50 when I was watching him in 1998, dude. Like, no way he was.
But
80
no, I
years
don't-
old.
It says Anderson Cooper, but I think this is something else, bro. I don't know, man.
But yeah, like so I sat there. If you were, maybe I'm making this up, but I think they said if like you were a senior, you could stay in the library or you could go to the library, and I watched like all day coverage of that shit, and it was on a Tuesday, and they canceled our high school football game for that Friday night on Tuesday, and then on Wednesday they said they uncanceled it, and then it was, dude, this is crazy to think about. It was a rematch of the state championship the year before, and
It's an explosive meeting.
it was an explosive matchup. They turned all the lights off, and this was in 2002. So when they turned all the lights off, it took like 15 minutes to turn all the lights back on. But while the lights were off, we all like lit candles and connected that single flame all around the stadium, which was pretty fucking cool.
That's terrible. Old man that graduated in 2002, bro.
I can't believe you were born in 2000.
Bro, I was 2 years old when you graduated high school. I was alive when 9/11 happened.
I was also alive when the Bears won the Super Bowl.
Bro,
It doesn't mean I remember it.
I wonder how long it took for the lady that was watching me at daycare to like pay attention to kids again. Because like they watch that shit at the house at a daycare.
Oh, on that day?
Yeah, like but you think like she just didn't watch kids for like.
Bro, that was probably the day you got the most love in your life. She was probably just holding you like, the rest of your life is going to be so miserable.
You better be glad you live in the deep south. We don't have towers here. They can't even hit our houses. But they don't. They just do it with cars where I live. But I used to burn a bunch of houses where I live, man. Just a bunch of rednecks. Just would go like some bad kids from the area just go burn houses down.
Burn the walls down.
Yeah, just mobile homes, just fucking in the country. Horrible people, bro.
Like vacant homes?
Majority of the time, yes. But
my God.
when it wasn't vacant, it was their own homes. So it was by accident. But nah, man, it was whatever. We got I got a couple questions for you, man.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about traveling. I guess we'll do that one first. Allie was asking, you've traveled all over, man. Where? I guess what I asked Hammer. I mean, I feel like you're pretty in love with here, but if you weren't here, where else would you live, man? Where would you say the coolest place to live if it was possible for you?
Probably, I mean, the mountain town. Like, a good mountain town.
Like Taos?
Yeah.
Everybody goes to Taos, man. There's too many
Taos is
Terlingua motherfuckers up
Someplace
there.
that has, like, more reliable snow, which
I love Tennessee, bro.
is... I said snow.
There's snow in the
No.
Appalachian Mountains.
Absolutely not. That's not. I'm talking about in the West. I mean, if in an ideal world, it would be something like Telluride or fucking Crested Butte what, like these little secluded mountains that are like beautiful and perfect, but they're owned by like the richest of the rich, and the richest of the rich don't use it or appreciate it. So these towns have been imploded because there's no industry, because the people who own all of the housing there don't live there. They come there for a few weeks occasionally. So there's no business that can live off of a town that is 90% owned by people who aren't there most of the year. You know, maybe 30% of the actual houses are occupied. All of the towns in the West are built on the town being occupied and then the tourism being the cream on the top.
Yeah, like you gotta have the town to work the fucking tourism.
100%. But even 30 years ago, the town could be working class people who made a living.
Yeah, now tourism's just a part of it. Yeah.
Yeah, and now it's just all of, the resorts used to pay a living wage to the people. Now they don't pay anything close to a living wage. They pay damn near minimum wage because of websites like Coolworks.
This is the problem.
This is the problem with stuff like that, because Coolworks, people will find these jobs and they're like, you're going to make $18 an hour or $20 an hour. And if you're in the Midwest, you're like, that's a great wage. Yeah. And you're going to be
It's an experience, too.
Yeah, but and then in the fine print, you want a place to live while you work here? Yeah, that's going to be $850 a month. And you're like, rent, that's pretty cheap rent. Okay, but they're also paying you fucking $1,700 a month. So,
luckily, I haven't had that happen. My rent was like $80 a month in Lajitas.
Oh, no, in those mountain towns in Colorado, no, fuck no.
Dude, that's insane that they're putting that in the Coolworks job.
Because those the housing that you're getting has to be close by.
Well, so you're having to get your own housing.
No, you can't. You absolutely can't get your own housing. So the snowmaking job that I had at Winter Park paid, and this was in 2018, paid like $24 an hour, and you would get housing, but the housing was like $900 a month. And I lived in my van and didn't deal with that. And the snowmaking job's a little bit different because it's a shorter season. Like, you're only typically going to work like maybe through Thanksgiving, and on a bad year you might work through New Year's. But the cool thing about snowmaking is you get a pass. So if you work the snowmaking job on a good year where it's getting tons of snow, you'll be done by Thanksgiving, and then you have a free season pass for the whole rest
That's
of the
sick.
year. Yeah.
It's like a little gig, and then you just work somewhere else.
Yeah, and then you're always, if you finish the gig as the snowmaker, they'll always find a spot for you to work somewhere else. If you want that, but you don't have to. Yeah. That's the key to the snowmaking is you don't have to.
I'm going to go be a snowmaker, and then I'm going to go work at Olive Garden and go ski whenever the fuck I want to.
Exactly, and have your pass. Or just like, I made enough money from my summer gig to just live off of that. Yeah. No. And live it. But you won't get the housing if you don't take a job. But you could. They made it clear to you, like, you could work at like a coffee shop for like 20 hours a week, and you could still keep your housing. So, and the snowmaking was a sweet ass job. Like the first year that I worked it was like an abnormally warm year.
How big of a hill are we talking about here, man?
This was at Winter Park, so 14,000 feet, over 14,000 feet, and.
Goddamn.
But to make the snow, so the weird thing that happened that year, they hire you by like October 12th, and then you're supposed to start by October 20th, right? And by October 20th, it was like 70 degrees during the day and like 40 degrees at night. So those days, I was working nights. So we would come in at 6 o'clock in the morning, get driven up to our little post midway in the mountain, and they would... And then we would like train on the machines and like, here's how it's going to work once the weather comes. And we did that shit for about 3 weeks, which was just overkill. And then, they're like, okay, the snow's not like, whenever we get the temps, we're ready to go. And we spent the next 3 weeks. So that was mid-November by the time we were done learning how to do it, and at least an extra week of like we should be already making snow, but we'll just pretend that we need to train more. And then it just morphed into bring up any board game that you want, bring up anything you can do, because we got 12 hours to sit up here. On Thanksgiving night that year, we were burning slash piles on the mountain. So on the mountain, people will go out during the summer and pick up all the debris. They'll cut down trees, they'll clear out runs, and all that debris they'll pile up into teepee style piles of wood. And our job in the wintertime, part of our job was to go out and burn those piles down in the winter when the lowest fire risk is at, when it's at the lowest fire risk. So Thanksgiving night, I'm sitting out there as a snowmaker. We hadn't made a single quarter inch of snow yet. We hadn't turned on a fucking snow gun yet. And I had made, at that point, probably like $3,000 of just sitting on the side of the mountain. And we were lighting those slash piles on fire all Thanksgiving night and just moving around there. And it's not like a normal campfire. Like this one was like, yo, we got to burn like 3 more. Like get this thing going as hot as we can right now.
Dude, I bet it felt great though, man.
It did. Yeah. Well,
how tall do you think the stacks are?
Probably like 15, 20 foot tall and flames coming up. Like,
the flames.
There was like little bits of. There was mostly snow around us. We were up above the snow line at that point.
It's just all water.
But yeah, so it's not landing or anything. And then when you finally make snow, though, when we finally got within a week or so of Thanksgiving, the temperatures got right, and it's all about the. I forget what it's called. I'll remember it in a minute, but the right humidity and the right temperature.
Is it like a big ass gun? What are you making the snow out of? Is it mobile? Is it a bunch of them down the hill?
It's literally just a mechanical steel pipe, right? And then it pipes this water into a big ass spray, and it tries to make the finest spray it can.
So everything freezes instantly.
And then right at the end of it too, I believe there's an air compressor too. It's like the air compressor must just be how much water it's spraying out. So you set the gun out up at the right spot. And you got to wait for the right temperature and the humidity to all be at the right spot. And then so you start this gun up, right? And it's just basically a fire hydrant. You just basically have like a little controlled fire hydrant spraying water.
Hadouken!
And then you just keep turning these valves to make the right amount of air and the right amount of water. And it's usually 2 people at a time. One person's up there spinning those valves trying to figure out getting the right spray. The other person is down there standing right in the pile where it's landing, and you're letting it all land in like the crux of your elbow. You're holding your hand out straight, with your palm up, and you're just like crushing it down in there. And you're like, oh, that's not good. And then you're telling like,
what does snow look like?
Exactly. What does snow look like? You have your buddy on your headset, and you're like, more air, and you're just like crushing it in your arm and like, waiting for it. Okay,
took
that's
you 4
good.
weeks to learn this.
You're just standing out there in this. So as you're doing that,
I could teach my child this tonight. I could go wake her up.
Teach her right now. No, we didn't. No, they like hire you to work like with like 3 days of training. They wanted, but the temperatures were so warm. Yeah. We just kept practicing rolling hoses and all this shit. Like, and then finally, the nights we finally get to start blowing the snow, you're out there doing that, and the first couple times you're out there, you're running down to the next gun, and you've set these guns up. We set these guns up.
Yeah, so it's multiple guns on the hill.
Yeah, there's
not moving anything.
No, there's like 10 or 12 guns set up on the hill somewhere
for the spread.
Already set up with they're laid out there, but we don't put the hoses or anything out there until the weather is just right. So the night that the weather was right, like you run out there, attach all the hoses, crank that bitch on, and then you're just running down these hills in the middle of the night on the edge of a mountain and like hopping through into the dirt. And then by that next morning, all of that snow, there's snow cats out there that are moving those piles as you go. But basically, once you've gone down the whole run, you imagine one blue line down there that's maybe like a 2-minute run. We'll go out there and do that every hour and a half or so, right? once you're done at the bottom of that run, you are soaking wet, frozen solid. You're down at the bottom now, so it's a little bit warmer, and it's still really cold, but it's not frozen anymore. So everything's starting to soak in. You get driven back up to the top, and then you go into the bunkhouse, the pump house that has all of the pumps running, all the stuff, right? The place that I worked at Winter Park, somehow they had like piped all the exhaust into your locker. So you hang up all of your super expensive like Kelly gear, the top of the line winter gear. You hang all that shit up in your locker, and then you go play your board games, hang out for an hour or so, eat some food, drink some hot coffee, warm up for an hour. You come back to your locker, all your shit's completely dry again. And then you go right back out on the mountain. And by the next couple of days, now instead of running down the hill, it's snowmobiles. So everybody's ripping these snowmobiles out there.
It's a little more drier, hopefully. In the
they called it like Swedish riding. I forget what they called it, but 3 people on a snowmobile, right? Yeah. But 1 person on the seat. The other 2 people are hanging on to the sides of it. Each side of it to be able to lean, to do more leaning to go up the mountain. So like as we're turning to go up the mountain, like one guy's like leaning onto the driver
like
over
a sidecar.
Yeah, the other guy's like reaching as far up the mountain as he can, and you're just digging that. And then I ended up.
It's like an F1 race,
dude. It is, man. And like people just like fall off randomly, and then the jet or the snowmobile flips over the other way. Yeah. Now you got like an upside down snowmobile underneath. I've had a moment where I got my snowmobile stuck underneath one of the snow guns that we had set with way too much water pouring out, and I'm just sitting there watching this thing slowly become a fucking iceberg. It's just the right temperature where as soon as the water hits it, it just freezes, and it's just fucking slowly growing in front of my eyes and becoming an iceberg on the edge of this mountain. And that one sat out there for a good 24 hours until we could get it out. Like it was the next shift before we even started trying to dig that
fucking shit
out.
Up, man. Mm-hmm. How dare you?
King of it.
Dude, that sounds sick. How old were you when you did that?
38, 37. Yeah,
man.
Yeah, I was working Winter Park, and I was working the upper Colorado River, so there was a year or 2 there where I just worked in the same county in northern Colorado, running the river in the winter, or in the summer, and working on the mountain in the winter.
Sounds beautiful, bro.
Yeah.
Sounds like a lot of great views. Andrew, I asked one person for questions today. And I asked Andrew, because dude, I feel like an asshole. I can't keep fucking posting on Facebook.
Right.
So,
what did Andrew say?
Andrew didn't have any questions because he's fucking worthless.
Yes.
But he said to ask you about some incidents at let's see, let's get his I gotta make sure I get his exact words. Ask about incidents at the taqueria and porch. What, have you had incidents at the taqueria? Or?
I did, yeah.
What is your incident at them fucking putting 50% on the goddamn tip point of sale?
No, there was no issue with the taqueria people themselves.
That's my issue with the taqueria. Why is the first button on the tip point of sale 50%?
I haven't paid attention to that. I don't go to the taqueria enough.
It's 50, 75, and 80% on the tip screen when you open that bitch up.
Oh my god,
dude.
That's
a scam.
Illegal, yeah. That's fucking
what are you talking about? Because I know what button I'm hitting before I even first, second, or third.
Right.
And that bitch said 50%.
No, my problem was not with the folks at the taqueria at all. I just wish companies in this town, before I tell you that story, I just wish they would recognize that the guides are pulling a lot of work to we're talking about all the companies in this town and where we like to eat, and if you give the slightest discount to a guide in this town, you will see an immediate payoff, because we will tell every single person that we take every day to come eat at your place.
Yeah, that's probably the most asked question is like, where should we eat dinner at? That's probably like number one.
Every single guide in this town is doing a Terlingua food tour for the last 10 minutes of their drive as they drop their guests off. We're doing a talk and telling you all this. I love pumping Gordo's over here because it is truly my favorite burger in town.
It is the best
Last
burger.
week was the first time they gave me a slight discount because I was waving at the guests that were over there eating after I had sent them there. But there was just one person who gave me a discount, and like, I just want that. You know, when I first came down here, you could, as a guide, you could get a $5 burger down at the Starlight.
At the Starlight, yeah, with the burger card, the burger buddies.
Yep. And now they're acting like it's just impossible to figure out who is a local and who is not. And they know who it is. They can still sell $5 burgers.
Yeah, I guess the problem is like, I mean, I guess that is an issue. Who's a local, who's not. But it's
Every guy, the only issue
should be up to the bartender.
the most transient people down here, I think, are the guides. And the guides are the one who are pumping. Not that the Starlight needs anybody pumping anything towards them.
Yeah.
But the guides are the ones who are. We could pump people away from the Starlight if you want us to, Starlight. You know?
sure.
Like,
Yeah, well, that's like I mean, even with B&Bs, it's the same. Like, if you gave a B&B owner a little bit of discount, they would pump your fucking place in their B&B too. You know, and
100%,
that's why it's one of those things you're talking about. Community. It should be if everybody scratched everybody's back. There's plenty of money, man.
there is.
There's plenty, and if everybody just took care of everybody would have a good time.
And I think you lose certain legs, and then they wonder forever why they lost this pocket of the community. And if you do,
the burger buddy, I forgot about. I never had the card, man. I never was able to use it. I worked there when it was a thing.
yeah,
And by the time I did not work there anymore,
it's
was
not a thing. It's
gone.
like most people don't even know it ever existed.
I think they shut it down while I was there.
And it's I get it. People, I mean, make your own money the way you want to make it.
Yeah, but you could change the terms to it. Also, you could make it a fucking $8 burger. You know, you could make it like you could up the price a little bit more, and it'd still be reasonable for people.
And I'm just talking from the perspective of the guides too.
Yeah.
Like, just there, you could give each company a little card to give your guide, and then the guide can get a slight discount at your outpost.
100%, yeah.
Because the guides, we are face to face for longer than anybody. But a lot of companies don't like. I didn't mean it like sarcastically with the Starlight. There's no incentive to give us guys. You guys don't need more business. Like,
Yeah, the people are here.
Yeah, and they're turning away business every night.
Yeah.
Like, you don't need our business. I get that. And you certainly don't need us down there slopping up $5 cheeseburgers.
Come on, bro.
For that, yeah. Because for that same breath. Yeah, so my freshman year of high school, we went to state. We were 12-0, I think, and we ended up playing a team in our conference. A team that we'd
already
in
played?
the state championship.
Holy
We
fuck.
beat them 49-0 at home for our homecoming.
Okay, not even in the playoffs.
No, in the
extreme-
regular season we beat them 49-0. Right?
It was just like
keep in
an out of conference game that y'all had. Just
in
kinda-
our conference game that year,
What the
we
fuck?
beat them 49-0.
Iron
right?
sharpens iron.
And then in playoffs, we were on separate sides of the bracket. These guys made it to the state championship. We made it to the state championship. Meet up. Keep in mind when I'm saying we. If any of my friends ever hear this that I grew up with, I was a freshman on the team. I was not even practicing or doing any part of this, right? But we made it to the state championship against a team that we had beat 49-0, and then we lost I think 24-16 in the state championship to a team that we beat 49-0
That's horrible, bro.
Yeah.
You know what? You can't win them all, man.
We can't.
That's called humble pie.
2 years later, in that same matchup at home, we were away. I stepped in for my best friend who broke his foot or something as a defensive tackle, and I stepped in. I wasn't starting at defensive end. They put me at defensive tackle for that game.
That's horrible.
and I intercepted a screen pass to win the game and took it for a touchdown. They got called back for a hold.
You should have beat that dude's ass.
No, that was my buddy Len. He would have beat my ass. He would
at this
beat my
point.
ass.
Damn. I know.
He still would probably beat my ass. He's a fucking big bastard.
Damn it, boy. Well, now we got to get him here. Let's find it out. We'll see you on the stage
I
at
don't wanna
fucking
find out.
Cinnabar
I
Theater
don't wanna know.
this Friday.
I'm going to give him that. He can have it.
Hell yeah, man. Well, That's sick. So do you have we're talking about giving yourself a plug. Do you have like a name yet for anything you got going on? Do you just want people to come reach out to you if they're looking for the kind of a...
No, I'm not even ready for that yet.
You're not?
Just putting it out there to get a little heat for it. Maybe you'll find a sticker for it someday.
Yeah, there you go. If you make a sticker, it's official, man. That's all you need.
Exactly.
Speaking of, here's you a couple of our Desert Porch Radio stickers.
Shit.
We
Hell
get them.
yeah.
There. I got them for sale. If you're on the podcast, you get a couple. If you're not on here, then you got to fucking buy it, or I got to love you. So either one, man. Or I just don't want to hear you bitch. Well, Eric, I appreciate you being here, man. Thank you so much, bro. Thanks for your time. Thanks for coming on the podcast. Anything you'd like to say before we leave?
Man.
You don't have to.
No,
Fuck
keep
it.
Terlingo weird, man.
Just keep it weird. Don't turn here into why you left there.
Right. We're all
It's a
here
good one.
because we're not all there.
There you go, baby. See ya.